Hey guys, Bound here. I've been playing a lot of 3v3 ranked recently in Generation 9 with this team. This is my first team in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you're new here, I've been playing competitive singles Pokemon since Generation 7, so I have a lot of experience with team building, and I usually like to use off-meta strategies as they provide a lot of fun and flexibility with my strategies. And this is the first team I wanted to demonstrate in Generation 9 3v3. So let's get into it. So the first thing I mainly wanted to do was use these two Pokemon. Now I originally wanted to build a team full of Generation 9 Pokemon, but I've used these two Pokemon in previous generations and I really liked using them, so why not bring them back, right? So we got Killer Watcho and Tinkaton. So why do I want to use these Pokemon? It's because they have very unique traits that can catch people off guard. So let's first talk about Killer Watcho, right? We got Fairy Terra type because we have Terra Blast, and the reason why we're doing that is because it allows us to deal with dragons that switch into Thunderbolt, mainly Garchomp because it can't Volt Switch. It also one-shots Hydreigons, you know. And the good thing about this set is the Choice Scarf, because I can outspeed pretty much every other Pokemon in the game except for Scarf Jolly Meowscarada and Scarf Jolly Scarf Dragapult, right? And that is a really big plus because having control over the pace of the match is huge. Like, even though this Pokemon is frail, there's drawbacks, right? You can die to Dragonite's extreme speed, which a lot of people are using. You can die to any hit that's at least neutral, right? So that's a problem, right? But I really like using this thing because it also is because of competitive, because you can lead off against parting. You can't get parting shot helps you, intimidate helps you get that boost, that special attack boost. So here's the description, right? So really good there. It helped me in a few games actually. I actually uploaded to the channel. So you might have seen that, you might not have, whatever. If you wanted to see that, you can. But yeah, I'm running Volt Switch, Air Slash, Thunderbolt, Terra Blast for maximum coverage and power. And I'm running Modest because even though it's Modest, you can still outspeed Choice Scarf, Garchomp's, Choice Scarf, Hydreigons, and pretty much every other Choice Scarf Pokemon except for Meowscarada and Dragapult, like I said. If the Meowscarada is adamant, you can outspeed them because it's 125 speed to 123 speed, so you're in the favor there, which is good. And yeah, so Tinkaton, this is the setup I'm running on Tinkaton. Swords Dance, Gigaton, Hammer, Terra Blast, and Knockoff. Electric Terra type. And so you might be like, why are you running multiple Terra Blast Pokemon on the same team? And it's because you have to be ready for every situation. Because since it's 3v3, you won't be bringing these every Pokemon every time. Like, at least for me, I don't bring the same Pokemon every time. I bring it based on what the opponent is using and what possible combinations or setup they can have. So when I'm using Terra Blast on 3 Pokemon, it's because they can excel in their own different matchups. So I'm running Electric Terra Blast here to help Tinkaton wall break easier, because it can be super effective against Dondozo, Toxapex, Corviknight, and I think that those are the main ones. I've also ran into like Flying Terra, Garganassalts, so that's also a plus, but Gigas and Hammer just does a lot. Anyway, because this move is insane, 160 base power, which is a way to balance out the meager 75 attack. That's why I'm running Life Orb, is because I want max power, because the difference between a knockout and not getting a knockout is huge for Tinkaton, because since it's not that fast and it's weak to like common types like ground and fire, you have to really be careful with you have to make your turns count with this Pokemon for sure. So yeah, I'm running 188 speed EVs to outspeed modest max speed Golden Go. And then the rest I just put into HP, and I wanted to max out attack obviously with the Life Orb as well. So yeah, pretty fun team, and this combination of moves allows me to get past any unaware Pokemon after a Swords Dance, which is really nice. Because as you might have seen, there's like multiple new unaware Pokemon that have come out in Generation 9. So I want to be able to deal with all of those. The next Pokemon is Scarlet. So when I made the Scarlet set, I was thinking, what threats do I need to look out for when using Scarlet, right? And since its speed isn't that good, what better move to use than Shadow Sneak, right? Because there's Pokemon like Dragapult, there's Pokemon like Mimikyu and stuff like that. Obviously Mimikyu can Shadow Sneak on its own, but not if I get a weak armor speed boost, right? Then I'll outspeed him with my own Shadow Sneak. But the point is, this set is insane. Swords Dance is really good for immediately boosting my attack, because like the good thing about Swords Dance in this meta is that there's Pokemon that like to use like bulk up or just like mess up your setup, and Swords Dance gives you immediate like power, which is really good for Scarlet. So yeah, but Bitter Blade is also insane because it allows me to recover, like drain the opponent's health and give me HP back, and that helps my set a lot, because sometimes I can like switch into Volcaronas, and since Volcarona can't really touch Scarlet because of its good special defense and just typing, I can Bitter Blade and then get all my health back so that Focus Sash still works. It's actually pretty cool how I can use Focus Sash with Scarlet and it can like excel in a lot of situations. And I'm running Terra Fairy on this just because of Dragon spamming Outrage and Hydreigon being annoying mainly. But I don't really use Terra on Scarlet that often because it's mainly just there to get its hits off and then just move, and then just to poke holes for the opposing team so that another Pokemon can just clean up, right? That's mainly the reason why I'm using Scarlet. But Scarlet has swept for sure, which is why it's insane. If you've seen my stream, you'll know how good this thing has been, man. It's actually insane. But anyway, the next one we got is Serena. So the reason why I'm using Serena, this is actually, I'm running Low Kick actually, not Taunt. But yeah, this is the moveset I'm running on Togekiss. Now, why did you just explain you're running Low Kick, right? It's mainly because of King Gambit. Because King Gambit I can't really switch into King Gambit with this team. I guess Tinkaton can switch in, but it doesn't hit it for any damage, right? So having this move is really good for King Gambit, especially since King Gambit can Terra Flying, but then they're just wasting their Terra for a type that can be exploited by my other team members, which is a good thing, I guess. But yeah. But anyways, Low Kick can pretty much one-shot a King Gambit, which is really important because you don't want to Trop Kick versus the potential Defiant on a King Gambit because it'll just boost their attack overall, and it'll be very bad because King Gambit is a very common, at least from what I've been facing, King Gambit is pretty common relatively. So yeah. The reason why I'm using Serena is mainly because of the pivoting capability. So Rocky Helmet allows Serena to switch into common physical attackers like Azumarill. I've seen a bit of Palafins as well, and I've seen a lot of Brelums. There's other ones too, but those are the main ones that Serena can deal with. And the reason why I'm running Sweet Veil is because I can't get Yawned. So I can switch into Dondozo, however you say it, and the only way I can touch my Serena is with Fissure, which, has happened. Obviously, I've gotten destroyed by Fissure Dondozo, but I don't want to change my Pokemon because I'm getting hit by Fissure. That's just how the meta is, unfortunately. But yeah, this thing pretty much deals with Dondozo in every other way. Pretty much, that's really good. And then the really good thing about pivoting Serena is that I can pivot with U-turn, so I can switch it in and then They switch out. I get a free U-turn into something else, into a hard hitter, or it's just something that counters their switch in, which is really good. Synthesis for just recovery. It does suck in other weather conditions, but usually weather is a problem, or it never really has interfered with anything. And then Trout Kick is really solid because it allows Serena to stay in against Dragon Dancers and just physical attackers and weaken them for other Pokemon, or just weaken them in general, and also just do solid damage because it's a stat move. So yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to do with Serena, just max physical defense, just like act like a wall for other Pokemon on my team that needs some support, right? So the next one I am using is Gastrodon. So this is, oh wait, this is not the same EV spread I actually EV trained in game. So I'm actually running Bold Nature 60 defense. Let me change that right now. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this is actually the set I'm running. Oh yeah, I don't know what. Okay, it's supposed to be level 50. I don't know why, but it is. It's fine. But the set I'm running is Earth Power, Ice Beam, Yaw, and Recover. Earth Power and Ice Beam are really solid coverage moves that hit a lot of Pokemon super effectively. And you might say, well, Bulky Waters suck now. They lost Scald. Well, it's fine because this is all I want, honestly. This is all you can ask for in this metagame, especially. And then Yawn is really good because it disrupts setup Pokemon and also just allows your team to gain momentum because it forces switch outs, or it just forces free setup if they just stay in, which is really good. And then Recover, just for recovery, right? Yeah, so yeah. Now, you might think, why aren't you running full physical defensive Gastrodon? Its defense needs a lot of defense, but there's a lot of like Specs Hydreigon is a big issue. Magnezone is being used quite a bit now. There's a lot of special attackers, Skeleturge as well. Like I need to be able to check those with a balance of my tankiness, which is this is what I wanted to rock with right now. And then Terra Fairy just to prevent outrage spam and just dragon moves, because there's like people are running multiple dragon types in the same team. Like I've seen Hydreigon and Salamence and Dragapult on the same team and stuff like that. So I have Terra Fairy on 3 Pokemon, which is funny, but that's just how it has to work for me. I feel like to just have as much options against that as possible. So yeah, and then the Storm Drain is really good for having a water immunity, and then it also boosts my special attack, which is really solid. And yeah, the last Pokemon is Excalibur now. Ever since this thing was revealed, I wanted to use this thing in competitive because of just it looks really cool, and it also has a really cool ability in Thermal Exchange. So you got immune, or it's not immune to fire, but when it gets hit by a fire move, it gets an physical attack boost. But it cannot be burned, so you can't Will-O-Wisp this thing. It'll just fail, which is really good because it makes Excalibur really good against the Rotom forms, resisting their stab options and allowing it to just Dragon Dance for free pretty much. And it also outspeeds the Rotom forms by 1 point, so you can just be faster, which is really cool. And I'm running Jolly Nature because I want to outspeed Dragapult after a Dragon Dance, because Dragapult is the fastest Pokemon in the metagame. And it's used a lot too, so yeah. And then Loaded Dice is a pretty insane item because you get to have a guaranteed 4 hits on Icicle Spear. So 100 base power guaranteed stab move with 100% accuracy. You know how broken that is? This is insane. And it's also because it can also get like critical hit each time, so like it can be even stronger, which is insane. So Terra Blast, I'm running Terra Fire because of like, so the goal of this Excalibur is to destroy balance squads. So this Terra Fire is my goal of hitting steel types like Corviknight, King Gambit, and Scizor mainly. And also like Magnezone as well. But yeah, if they're running Dondozo, this is not the best option. I have another wall breaker that can destroy Dondozo when it sets up. So you like sometimes you don't have to build this to beat a Pokemon that you can't really beat in the first place. Even if you have Terra Electric on Terra Blast, it's not going to do much to Dondozo anyway. So, and also Fire provides decent defensive utility against fairy moves. And also, like, it's another good thing against Volcarona because Volcarona is used a lot and Fire resists all their options. So that's cool too. And Glaive Rush is really, I don't know why this move was designed like the way it is, but 120 base power, 100% accuracy. Why? But okay, we will take that, I guess. We will use Glaive Rush. But the only drawback is that at the turn after you use it, you'll take double damage, and the moves that are going against you cannot miss. But that can easily be, like, that's not really that big of an issue. You can play around that. So, yeah. That's my team for seasons 1 and 2. I don't really make a lot of teams because let me put another song. But yeah, I don't really make a bunch of other teams because time, and also I want to be able to get the most out of my teams. So from Gen 8, I used like probably like 10 total teams in 3 years. Or at least like on the actual console. I built like a lot of a lot more teams, but in terms of actually using teams, it's only like 10 teams for like 3 years of the entire generation. So you won't be seeing these videos from me often, but I do have a few other ones on my channel from previous generations, and they don't come very often. The next one I'll probably be doing is in when the Paradox Pokemon are allowed, so Series 2, which starts in February, so be on the lookout for that. It'll probably take me a while to build that team, though, because it takes me a long time to build teams. Like, I didn't start playing ranked this season until a week after it actually dropped, so... And I had my team built. I also had to breed it and just EV train all this stuff, so that was annoying, and I also had to get all the Terra Shards, which was extra annoying, but yeah. Hope you all enjoyed that team builder explanation. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll probably just be uploading more battles from now on until February. So yeah, see you all then.